Hello. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing good. I was gonna do some painty papers, and with my Twinkling H2os, which are watercolor paint but with mica powder, so they're super, super, super shimmery. Yeah, but I realized first, I think what I'll do is swatch my Twinkling H2os because it's something I've never done. Now, to activate these, it takes a little more work than regular watercolor paints. So what I've done is I've kind of sprayed them down with just some water and let them sit for a bit. And then a few of them I kind of worked out a bit with the brush. So they'd be liquefied and ready here because in their dry state, they're pretty hard, and you got to work a little bit to get them workable, get them liquid again. So, and ideally you'd like them to be like, this one's like low in the pot, but then like this one's right at the top. Not because it's full, but because it dried upside down. So it's a lot harder to work that one back to watercolor consistency. So I only decided to swatch them after I had them all sprayed down and things. I was like, oh, okay, I'll spray them down and, you know, soften them up and get them ready to make some painty papers, mostly for the magical journal. And it was then I was like, oh, I should swatch these. So I don't have the names written in, but I have spaces I left for the names. So I fill in the square, but then I take and clean my brush off. Clean my brush off and kind of dry it off a little bit on the paper towel, just so you can take a little bit back off so you can see what it looks like lighter, but not full saturation. I don't know where I got that at, but I do not remember. But yeah, it's a good idea. That way you can see it a couple different ways. So this one's kind of not as watery as it should be. It's a little gooey. It's cute, like bubblegum pink though. I mean, I could work at that for a lot longer and break it down. I think it's not too well mixed. I think the pigment's kind of all at the top where it was upside down. And that's like that one. The pigment would have been all at the bottom. So, but I mean, this is not for anything professional. It's just kind of my own reference. So, oh, and I'm trying to remember to wipe my brush off on the bond paper here. This was the bond paper I bought when I went to the art store in Halifax a couple weekends ago. And I like to use it as like a drop cloth kind of thing. Because then, once it's all full of stuff, I can use the bond paper itself for, you know, backgrounds and things. I actually have a glue book, and the cover of it is the bond paper. Some painty bond paper I done forever ago. So what you do with the bond paper, I got it from Jenny Belly, like back when I first started art journaling quite a few years ago. You put it down on your surface, and I just have it taped down with just a little bit of washi tape on the corners. And you clean your paintbrushes off on it, and like say you're rubber stamping, you rubber stamp an image, then you tap the stamp on the page, on the paper, until it doesn't stamp anymore, and then you clean it or whatever. So it's kind of just a deposit all for all of your pretty all of your pretty media that you're, you know, cleaning off your brushes and things. So you're not just cleaning them off on, you know, say a paper towel or in the water bucket and getting rid of them. I really like this orange. It's very pretty. I don't really have a red. I have pink, and this is definitely an orange. I didn't leave space, like if I acquire more Twinkling H2os. It's not something I'm actively looking for. I bought my first ones forever ago, back when I used to do ATCs, which is how I started in like this like artsy paper crafty kind of thing. Well, I guess I started with scrapbooking, but yeah, for the artsy part, it was ATCs and inchies and things like that, mail art. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. I get all concentrating. I do really like watercolor, but it's not something I do often. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Twinkling H2os. It's not something I'm actively buying. Like I bought my first ones. I think I bought it at like a rubber stamp store. My first few of them. Way back years ago when I started doing ATCs. And then I got some, I think I scored a bag at like Value Village a while after that. But other than that, like I've got pretty well, I don't know how many colors they actually have. They're made by Luminarts, yeah, and they're called Twinkling H2os. But I don't know how many colors are available. And I guess like that's kind of a red, like the pink. But I mean, you can't really see until, oh, got a little dot there. Pick them up, you see the shimmer. You guys can see that shimmer. Well, right now they're wet too, so it looks kind of, you know. That one's really pigmented. Very shimmery, mixed very well, if you can see that. So what did everyone do this weekend? Didn't do too much. Today we got woken up with Artemis and Luna fighting. Because Artemis was picking on Luna. He doesn't realize how old he is. So he thinks he's a kitten and he wants to play. And Luna, you know, is like, yeah, no, get away from me. So he's like, Luna, let's wrestle. So yeah, he kind of picks on her. So Rob had to jump out of bed and break up a fight. So she's been kind of cranky with him all day. Goes near, she growls at him. Can't really blame her. So I think she's behind me on the couch, I believe. And he's in the bedroom snuggling with Rob. They went in there to be quiet so Mom can make a video. I went in and I gave Rob a kiss and I turned around to leave and Artie coos and sits up. And I said, what, do you want a kiss too? So I crawled up the bed and I gave him a little kiss on the top of his head. He put his head down. When I first started doing that, like kissing the top of his head, he was kind of weirded out. He's like, I don't know what you're doing. And he's still kind of like, I don't know what you're doing, but you like to do it, so carry on. Mama gives him little kisses because he's a baby. And he's really loving that front room. But he wants us to go out and sit with him. That's the only thing. If he'd just go out there and play, you know, and hang out in the sun. This coming week, we're supposed to have a couple of nice enough days that we could probably actually go out there and sit there for a bit. I'm thinking, yeah, in the next couple of weeks, what I'll do is probably, we'll make a little routine out of it. I'll probably make my coffee and go out there and have my coffee every morning with him. He wants us to go out and hold him so we can get the sunshine coming in the window, the morning sun. So I've been trying to make videos. The last like 3 videos I've made have been such a fail. And I'm not currently editing videos. I don't currently have my computer hooked up. So yeah, they've just been a fail. So I like delete them or whatever. And it's yeah. I'll actually show you here in a minute. I've been working on a page and I don't think I actually got it in any of my videos at this point. I think it was in the last couple videos that I made but had to ended up deleting. Yeah, the one last night, the video I made was it was fine. I was going along fine. I did this journal page, and then I was working on painting papers, and then my phone said it was full, so it stopped recording at some point. So I didn't like finish the video, so yeah, I just deleted it. So yeah, this is the page swept away. I did it with gelatos. Ooh, and this scrapbooking paper I absolutely love. I think I might have shown this when I did the scrapbooking paper, actually, or maybe just before it. Yeah, so that's finally done, but as much as I would have liked to have gotten it on video, it didn't happen. This one's very nice. Okay. So I intended on painting the main bedroom this weekend, but I don't know, I just kind of got blah about it. Because it's got to, I gotta like wash the walls, and then I gotta like do some drywall compounding or crack filling. There's definitely holes and cracks that need to be filled. Like when they put in the new windows, they just kind of like, the windows weren't the same size as the original ones, so they cut just random pieces of drywall to like fill in the wall or whatever, the hole that was left. And nobody did any like drywall compounding or anything. It's just screwed in, and there's just like gaps between it, and yeah. I don't know if that was my dad or my stepmom's parents used to live here at the cottage in the summertime. They go to Florida in the winter and then live here in the summer. So I don't know if it was them that did that or if it was my dad, but yeah, the job wasn't finished anyway. So before we can paint, we're going to do that. Like, I'm glad we have the knowledge on how to do it, but yeah, it's kind of a pain. And we were smart enough to leave like our tools, our home reno tools out, like our painting tools and our drywall tools and stuff. We were thankfully smart enough to leave those, bring those here to the cottage with us. And I brought all our paint that was left over from, well, I didn't bring all the paint that was left over from our house. We left a lot of it, just in case the new owner wants to do touch-ups or anything like that. But any of the cans that were like full or 3/4 full or whatever, those came with us. We did have a pretty well full can that, well, normally I'd buy Bear paint from Home Depot, and they have a 1-coat guarantee, and they recently changed their paint. Yeah, that 1-coat guarantee is no longer good. Like, it used to be the best paint. Like, honestly, it was awesome. But what they've done is now they've got 3 different like grades of Bear paint. So we were buying like the middle one, and yeah, the 1-coat thing, no, it doesn't do 1-coat anymore. This one is absolutely my favorite. It's called Dragonfly Wing, and it's like a beigey yellowy, but then it's got like green mica in it, and it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Love it. Oh yeah, wait, I gotta take the back off. Okay. Let me get into the greens. Yeah, I'm gonna do some painty papers. This is going faster than I thought it would. We'll do a few. Well, I did some last night when I did the when I did that journal page. I did it with gelatos, and so gelatos are like a watercolor pastel. They're like, they have the consistency, I find, of an oil pastel. Like, they're kind of creamy and whatever. So yeah, I did a few painty papers, so I might go through and do a second layer kind of thing with some Twinkling H2os to add some sparkle. Some of them do have a bit of sparkle in them because I use like, there's like metallic gelatos, but you can add a little bit more, especially for the magical journal. There's going to be no such thing as too much sparkle. I don't know why I've never done this. Any of the watercolors I've bought in pans, I mean, like the Jane Davenport and the, I have a Jane Davenport one and I have, I think, Winsor & Newton, or anyway, they come with little cards inside the paint tin, the watercolor tin. So you swatch them onto that. I just never did this one. So I just quickly did a little, this is just like a watercolor pad. Montmart, I got it at HomeSense for $3.99. So it's just a little like cheapy quality watercolor paper. I'm by no means a watercolor expert. I'm definitely like a beginner still even. And yeah. So for now I just kind of practice on cheaper paper. I did score the Arches pad though a while back. Value Village. I haven't cracked into that baby yet because I don't feel I'm good enough. I don't want to waste it. I did purchase quite a long time ago. Did I show you guys this already? I did purchase like a watercolor beginner class kind of thing, like techniques from Watercolor Misfit here on YouTube. She does amazing watercolors, and I just haven't taken it yet. Like, I've had it forever and I just haven't taken the class. She had a good sale, so I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take that. And it's a like, do it when you want, of course. So that's, which is good because yeah, that was forever ago. I like to play with watercolor, but yeah, I've never had any, like, I've learned a few techniques here and there, but nothing, you know, intense. So I want to learn the basics and maybe some cool techniques. I like, normally I like using ATCs for stuff like that. ATCs are such a great size to learn new techniques on. I've always loved it. I don't have to do a great big journal page. I can just do, you know, like, and I don't usually do one ATC at a time. Usually I'll do like, you know, 4 or 6 or whatever. So I can play with different watercolor techniques all at once. This is kind of all over the place because it's on the top. I need to be careful when I put them away that they don't dry. That I don't end up upside down. It's been really windy today. Hi, baby. There's Artemis. Yeah, it's been really windy today. I don't know if you guys hear it. I don't think it's made much noise since I started the video, but man, oh man, it's been like kind of rumbling across the roof and stuff. And the gutters, making the gutters shake. Hi, baby. He was being a good boy tonight. Yeah, you went and laid down with Dad. That's a good boy. I think Artie was scared of the rumbling this morning because he came into the bedroom and he was all up in my face, wanted me to hold him. Hi, cutie. There. So yeah. And if you see, like, these two, I mean, look really the same, but then when you hit them with the light, this one's got like a very like reddish purple mica to it, and then this one's got like a bluish purple mica to it. So like your warm purple and your cool purple. Like, look at that pink. Can you see that? The pink and the orange. All right, so I'm going to, let's do some painty papers here. So these are the ones I did yesterday. I'm going to just leave that there to dry. These are the ones I did yesterday, but let's see what the Twinkling H2os do, because give me just a second. I gotta open the sliding door for Artemis. There you go. Go out there and be cold. It's cold out there. It's now dark, so yeah, it's gotten, and plus like the wind, it's gotten quite a bit colder here. Okay, yeah, so see, you can see the gelatos are like a wax, kind of waxy, so then you put this on top and it's watercolor, right? So it's all beading up. So I think that might actually, if I get it really wet, I think that might actually provide some really neat, neat effects if it dries like that. Kind of like when you have watercolor and then you drop just like clear water on it. It looks really cool. Maybe I'll kind of... Okay, so that's the dragonfly wing. I'm going to try the pink. See, that one's got like a little hole in it, so I would eventually like work on it and wear it down and get it all liquidy. I can't wait till I have enough space that I can store these just kind of on a shelf upright. For now, they just get kind of tossed in a Ziploc bag in a drawer. Okay, so that's very, very sloppy. I'm gonna put this over here. All right, so maybe I'll leave the ones, yeah, I'll leave the ones that were, whoops, sorry, that was my ruler. Leave the ones that were, I did with gelatos, because yeah, it's just gonna pool up. Oh, look at that, isn't that beautiful? It's gorgeous. And these are just book pages. I had hauled a little book and it had a little, oh, I forget what it was. And it had a little girl like in a flower on the front. So, yeah, I gutted it because I wanted to make a journal out of it. I will be making a journal out of it. So then I took these pages and I cut out the images. So this is what's left, is all the little scraps, and they're nicely yellowed and things. So I won't use them all for this. I'll keep some of the yellowy. Okay. What are we gonna do here? Gotta remember to put them back with their covers. You don't want to mix them up because the covers are usually like they've got like dried paint on them. So if you mix them up, it's gonna contaminate the color in the pot. Here, what I'm gonna do is, when I've got paint on my brush, clean it off on there. When I'm playing with the watercolors, I usually make a big mess. Everything gets like saturated with water. Get that spray bottle going on. Here, let's go. We'll get this wet. This vintage paper gets wet really well. See it soaking through. What color? I'm gonna do this one. The orangey. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. There. It's kind of cool. Like that. I will put a little bit of blue in here. Why not? There, I can hear the roof kind of rumbling. It is so windy down here. Hello, baby. There, kind of swirl that one. Artemis is a good boy. Yes, you are. You're a very good boy. Well, not really this weekend. I mean, you've been kind of picking fights, but you know. You've been a good boy the last, like, hour. I got sewing I should be doing too. Let's sew some hats. Sew some patches onto some toques. Toques are what Canadians call winter hats. Like just knit winter hats. I don't know why. It's definitely one of the cooler Canadian words, though, in my opinion. Okay, so I got the dragonfly wing on there. I think I'll do some of this cool green. Oh, how cool is that? Isn't that pretty? It's almost like a, I don't know, kind of a turquoisey almost. It's funny because it doesn't really spread when you spray it with water as much as some mica spreads, as much as some watercolor spreads. I got an ant. Well, that was exciting. I would take an ant or a spider any day. Ooh. Oh, drop that one. There we go. These are so fun just to smush around the page. They're so pretty. Definitely going to be awesome in the magical journal. I cannot wait to get started on that. I'm definitely going to start that this week. I picked out some people images. I gotta find my Tim Holtz paper dolls, I think, too. So I can make some fairies. Hollow out some butterflies and some little people and do some dissecting and make some little fairies with wings. which I think will end up being cuter than, you know, anything that I would have found. I do have some fairy stickers, but other than that, yeah, I had a time trying to find anything fairy when I went to Salvation Army. I thought there'd be like all kinds of kids' fairy books, but nope. I do have plenty of unicorns and unicorns and a handful of mermaids. I have some pretty mermaid rubber stamps though. Oh, I gotta go through my rubber stamps and see. For a long time in my craft room, I only had, well, I guess not a long time, but before we moved for a while, I'd only had just a few rubber stamps kind of thing that I had left out. But when we moved and I saw my, when we moved and I saw my rubber stamp cabinet, I was like, oh, I'm just going to bring that to the cottage. So I've now got access to all of it again, all of my stamps. Not that my collection is huge. I purged my collection quite a while ago. Because I mean, I just had so many stamps I didn't even use, you know? And a lot of my collection was wood mounted because I've been crafting for many years. So I've had some of those stamps like a good 20 years at least. So, you know, I've learned to be more honest with myself, and, you know, it's like, okay, these stamps I have not used, like, maybe once. So I did get rid of quite a few of them as I was packing up my craft room originally. Okay, this is great if I can remember to put it on another piece of paper. Works good. Okay. Hello, Artemis. You're a good boy. All right, what do I have? I have a bunch of greens done. Okay, let's do some more purples. I mean, I'm definitely not going to use all of these in just the one journal, but I like to have a good stash of Painty papers. They make such good backgrounds on just everything. Hello, Artemis. I think my favorite kind of Painty papers to do, though, is like mixed media. When I get out like the acrylic paints and stencils and all of that stuff. Like the dilution sprays are nice. And yes, baby. That's his mum. You hear him? Mum. That's his mum meow. He wants something from me. Okay. These are nice because they're just little pieces of paper, so I can kind of put them anywhere. I don't have to, I mean, I do have the whole table cleared off because I was doing, you know, Painty papers yesterday, but for these ones, I don't really have to. I can kind of just toss them all in one area. Yeah, when I move in, I'm able to set these all up on like on a shelf or something, or in a drawer. Make sure they all stay standing the right way up. I think I'll have to take an afternoon and work away at them and make them all liquidy, and so they're all down in the pots where they're supposed to be. Such a bright green. That's neat because with the mica, they kind of stay exactly where you put them. Oh, look at that. So pretty. I definitely find they're thicker feeling than watercolor paints. Like you definitely gotta work to get them liquid. And they look best if you use them a little thicker. Okay, let's see here if I can. Yeah, see, it doesn't really do much. Doesn't really move them around. Normal watercolor. They kind of sit in a little pool. The mica powder. Da, 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 da. What am I doing with the green? We'll do some yellow. I like the little paint pots. They come in, they're really cute. So what's everyone working on this week? I am itching to get started on that magical journal. I've been going through things and sorting out, like I went through all my stickers and hauled out everything I wanted there. My papers. You saw in my little sneak peek video, I kind of have everything kind of organized, like for like background papers, and then papers, you know, for like tuck-ins, like tags and journaling cards and things like that. And I also have a little collection of things that I'm going to tuck into the finished journal. I have some cute like stickers and pencils and things like that. Come on. There we go. This didn't really blend to green. There. Normally blue and yellow will give you a green, but they don't really blend as well as regular watercolors either. But there, that looks good, doesn't it? Put all bits and bobs here. Kind of soften it a little bit with some water. That one, I think I'll add a little bit of the darker green too. Maybe like this one. Okay. Yeah, I've got these little bits of paper kind of all over the table now. This is technically the dining room table, but yeah, we don't eat here usually. Usually we just kind of sit on the couch or whatever. If we have like a big meal with like meat and potatoes kind of thing, then we'll sit here, but... Okay, what have I got? I think I might need some more pinks. I don't have a lot of pink going on here. this one really needs to be worked down to get inside of it. Definitely my bad for not making sure they were all right side up when I put them away. I'll just do the 2 pinks. This one's so much brighter, more intense. There we go. Okay. Pretty. Oop. Oh, this book just happens to be French too, so it adds a little extra bit of neatness, a bit of a cool element. There, some kind of like neat fairy forest kind of colors. Ooh, what I'll do too is when I make the fairies, I'll take some of the butterfly wings and color them with the Twinkling H2os. Make them really pretty and shimmery. Really use this brownish. Such a rich color too. And I think this one I said, did this one have green in it? Doesn't look like it has green in it. Like a green shimmer. Oh no, this is the one with like pink. That's pretty. Have I done? I don't think I've done a lot of purple and blue here. We'll do some. Yeah, even though these look the same in the pot, they're definitely different. Like they can be almost the same like base color by the looks of it, but then they add like a different mica to them and it gives it a completely different look. These kind of remind me, like make me think of like pearly car paint. You can have a lot of really neat mixes on car paints. Kind of a little rearranging here. Okay. I think maybe I'll do a couple more and then call it a night. What do I need here? Kind of got everything. We'll do like a yellow. That is such an intense yellow. Hang on here. I'll do this one. Isn't that great? Such a canary yellow. Or like lemon. We'll do the whole thing in the yellow, and then we'll add a little bit. Here. We'll add a little bit of the orange maybe. Which is also kind of yellow, but also orangey. It's more like a dark golden yellow. It's difficult when it's kind of like up in the side. Difficult to get it going. I'll do a little bit of like the orange, dark orange. This is such a neat color. In the pot it looks red. Then you put it on the paper and it's definitely more orangey. Here, we'll kind of soften it a little bit. Adding a whole bunch of water. Now this paper is definitely going to dry all wrinkly, but I'm fine with that. Do a base of dragonfly wing, I think. Yeah, so once my paints are dry, I think I'll just leave them open to dry, because if not, like the edges can kind of get, yeah. If there's wet paint on the edge, it can totally seal the pot shut and it's hard to get it open again. I did find a good solution though to that just this evening. Kind of bang it on the table a little bit, and it loosens it up. So I had a couple that were really hard to open that after kind of just tapping them on the table a couple times, it really helped. Like this one's going to take a while to get back to where it should be. Okay, that, and then I'll put some blue just because there is blue. No, maybe I'll do like a purple. Hang on, I haven't used this one for a while. That is like super thick. Smush that around on my bond paper. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna call that done for this evening. I got lots of little bits painted, and this is pretty dry. So if you can see, I know that one's showing up really well. You can see the pink shimmer. And this one, you can see the gold really good. So there is the Twinkling H2os. Yeah, they're almost completely dry. This one's, oh, it's just because it's like got the gloss because it wasn't well mixed. Normally they're supposed to be like not, like more flat like that. And then with the shimmer, but like, yeah. All right, so yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a good week. Take care. Bye.